Hey, Steph, Jason Dumas, Crown Four. How was first day of practice and everything after the small All-Star break that you had? How was the focus level that you saw from your teammates and stuff ahead of a crucial stretch of games against really good teams?
I think it was solid. It's always tough to accomplish everything you probably want to in a, with the schedule we have with one practice after, for some guys, 4 days off. But I think our intensity was solid. We got the scrimmage a little bit, get the legs moving, blood flowing. Like you said, a tough stretch of games, back in the break, but I think that can help in terms of locking in and understanding how important every possession is, especially to start the game tomorrow against a really good team. So we're excited about the opportunity, especially with having to sit on those last two games for the whole break.
Hi, Steph. Steve said that James couldn't practice today. He missed a test and is, disappointing. Have you reached out to James, and is this a lesson? I mean, all of this stuff is new for everybody, but he missed a test that may keep him out tomorrow night. How do you kind of go about reaching out to him and learning a lesson? Everybody learning a lesson from it.
It's what you have to do. I mean, for a rookie to come in, there's obviously a lot of things thrown at you just in terms of what's happening on the court. But now, obviously, all the protocol stuff and the accountability over the break. But I think we all understand this is our job, and we have things to do. When you don't do them, it puts you behind just a little bit. So hopefully, he won't be out long. I don't know what the situation really is, to be honest. But I think, like you said, we all got to do our part to get through this season. It's been good so far, so I don't expect that to continue.
Steph, you mentioned those losses that you guys suffered right before All-Star break, opening up against three really hard teams. And, sometimes you say after a tough loss, it's nice to just have a game the next night or the night after, just to get it out of your head and really move forward. Do you think that having that All-Star break in between those tough losses was a negative in that sense, that you guys couldn't just jump right back in it, or was it good because you needed the rest and now you can kind of move into these next three difficult games, fresh legs, fresh mind?
I think for me, having been around for a minute, I consider it a positive just because, sometimes you can beat your head against the wall a little bit in terms of adjustments from game to game. And even, a situation like in Portland, we played pretty well for 44 minutes. And, the last four could have gone either way with a couple buckets here and missed shots here. And that whole game takes a different tone. Phoenix, obviously, with me and Draymond out and some of the young guys coming in, that was going to be a tough game going in, especially with the back-to-back. But you can beat your head against the wall a little bit in terms of what are the answers, from game to game, putting pressure on yourself. A break gives you a chance to get away, everybody get their mind right and understand, we should have fresh legs coming back, good energy, and against some good teams that it's going to require an A+ effort to get a win. So I like the challenge, and you have to use it as a positive.
All right, fresh legs for the second half, Steph. And I didn't have a chance to ask Steve Kerr this because he had to get his COVID test, so I hope you'll give me your perspective. It seems like the coaching staff has to balance wins, being in the playoff hunt, versus finding minutes for guys for their development. Do you think wins versus development changes at all in the second half?
Yes. I think you give guys opportunities, when they earn them and deserve it. But obviously, experience does help in terms of winning games. And for a coaching staff, for us as a team, we haven't been in this position in a very long time. And so you make the best decisions you feel like are right. And for us, whoever's out there, I think it's been the theme all year. Kind of just as out of a necessity, everybody has to be ready because it is such a a challenge, balancing everything you just said in terms of developing guys, in terms of, managing minutes and all the things that you kind of have to go through 72 games. So I'm sure there'll be different decisions in the second half to get to the point that, we understand where we are in the standings, we understand what the schedule looks like and what we need to do to get to where we want to be at the end of the season. And whoever's out there has to take that responsibility. And if you're not out there, stay ready, because things change really quickly in this league.
I was wondering how much of Jordan Poole's performance you caught, if you saw the Phoenix game, and what you think of his game and what he can potentially bring to you guys.
He's gotten better. I think he really took advantage of the time down in Orlando and got his confidence is always there, but got reps where you can build that confidence into actual production and consistently over game after game. And I think that confidence showed in Phoenix. I saw the whole game. I think he played decisively, took the shots he felt like he could make, played aggressively, and just kept it about his business on the court. And I think that showed Nico as well. So, we'll see what happens in terms of, how he finds minutes in the rotation. But I think it's a testament to a young guy going through all different types of scenarios and experiences, but staying ready and still feeling like you can get better, taking advantage of every opportunity.
Steph, what's happening? I had a question. It seems like, you've been popping off a little bit more lately. You said you ain't got nothing to prove to anybody right now. You got a lot to accomplish. Is it the normal chip you have on your shoulder right now, or is it a bit more of a chip that you have on your shoulder this season? Do you feel like people got you messed up?
I just answer the questions when they come, man. I don't look to go out of my way to say anything. I just answer the questions when they come. So that's been a thing.
But I ain't heard you talk like this in a minute, Steph. That's why I have to just ask you, because it seems like there's a bit more oomph in your talk right now.
Well, maybe I'm doing something right. If that's your vantage, I like that. Maybe that's. I don't feel like I'm doing anything different, saying anything wild or crazy. More so just how I feel and speaking my mind. But in terms of my confidence on the court and what I've been doing, I know from the beginning of the season to now, a lot of that chatter's kind of died down. But for the most part, like, it's still that "what have you done for me lately" type of league. So I don't ever try to get caught up in it anyway, because you can't ever win. It's just play basketball. Like, that's what I said. Like, what I have to accomplish is on me, and nobody else can tell me what I need to do to prove that I'm worthy of whatever notoriety or whatever rank or whatever type of situation in this league. I gotta, with my teammates, obviously control, how the rest of my career goes, and that's it.
That was an excellent curve, Steph. That was an excellent curve.
Oh, hold on. Wait, let me build on that question, because did those words just pop into your head in the moment, or have you been thinking about that for a while?
No, like I said, just speak how I feel. There's no narrative I'm trying to go throughout the year. So it's just speak on how I feel.
Steve just said he's going to mix up the rotation a little bit starting tomorrow. Are you guys still sort of figuring out which combinations really click, and is that just part of the process, even if it's midway through the season right now, just still experimenting on who's going to be most efficient together on the floor, especially when you bring in some new guys?
Yeah, that's been a constant theme throughout the beginning of the season. That kind of goes to Carrot's question. I think at some point you have to get to a place where there's just consistency, and that helps everybody go out and play confidently. If you're not in the rotation, this is the NBA. This is a part of the job, and you have to stay ready, and you kind of have to understand the dynamics of a team like we have, with a lot of guys that are young and can have a lot to contribute and bring to the team, but it always doesn't shake out that way. So I feel like we're moving into that part of the season where every game obviously matters throughout the year, but every game matters a lot now. So we got to take advantage of consistency and expectations and confidence on the court for whoever steps foot out there, whatever combination of guys.
Stephen, you know that 4 or 5 games make a huge difference in the Western Conference. And in the first half, you guys had at least that many games where you had a lead in the fourth quarter, had a chance to win the game and did not win. How do you process those games? I mean, do you replay the games? Do you replay possessions? How do you cope with that in order to try and advance into the next stage moving forward?
You process it in real time, but you got to move on. I think only time we relive stuff is if we play a team again and you realize, you know what, in the margins decided that win or loss, and make those adjustments based on if it's game plan, discipline, or execution, or whatever the case is. But you can't dwell on that stuff. We're still in, you know, decent position, and have a lot to gain this year. I mean, the rest of this season, you know, in the second half of the schedule. So even if, you know, you have a really good run, you process whatever happened the night before, game before, and you move on, because things happen really fast in this league. So kind of do that on both sides with the wins and the losses. And that's going to be huge for us, you know, this second half, no matter how things go, because we have a job to do.
Steph, with all the you know, trade rumors and then you hear contract talks and stuff, what do you do personally to stay locked in to each and every game? And what do you do, you know, for your teammates to kind of keep them locked in as well?
Just keep it real. Like, that's a part of the business. There's going to be chatter. There's going to be conversations, especially with where we are right now, where people can come up with any type of scenario that makes sense for our team now and in the future and all the assets, and you can get caught up in that quick and then end up nothing happening or everything happening. So it's just a matter of being real. Like, this is a part of the league, and, you know, as long as you have a jersey on, you're liable to be traded. You're liable to be in a situation that's different than maybe you expected, or, you know, things that work out in your favor. Everything happens, you know, pretty quickly. So address it, be real. This is a part of, you know, this time frame that we're in until the trade deadline. But stay focused on the job at hand. When you're out there, you know, play hard, represent yourself the way you're supposed to represent the team, and let the chips fall where they may on that respect. But I got faith in every guy in that locker room, you know, as it stands now, and that's the confidence you have to have. Because I think there's 30 teams out there that are probably thinking about whether it's big or small, you know, roster adjustments, and it's just part of the business.
Steph, obviously James.
Nick, go ahead. Last question. Go ahead, Nick.
Obviously James is 19. He's had this up and down rookie year. Now he's missed his test. Steve sounds frustrated. How do you make sure that he doesn't fall into a hole here where he gets really down on himself about the world kind of caving in on him?
Just communication. I think, you know, his kind of personality, he does, you know, strive to be great, and he has that sense that, you know, he's supposed to be perfect all the time sometimes. And I think for him, like, one, just, you know, whatever the situation is right now, it'll work itself out, and he'll get back with us as quickly as possible. But to hold himself accountable like every other guy in the locker room, to do your job, to show up with the right mindset every day. And, you know, if he needs some guidance, direction, whether it's, you know, from anybody on our squad, be able to ask. And we have that type of environment here that'll hopefully continue to help him develop in the right direction. So gotta be able to move on quickly. I think that might be a theme of this session right here. Be able to just move on, stay in the moment, keep things moving in the right direction. And for him, that's all he can do right now.
Did you reach out to him, Steph, today?
I saw him earlier, so
okay.
It's all good.